Hello there. Welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to do a Bricklink haul. These are parts that I've gotten in. I have two mock projects I'm currently working on at the moment that I have not disclosed to you guys at this time. At the end of the video, I will let you know about one of them, which you might be able to guess just based off of some of the parts you can see from where we're at right now. But there are two projects I am currently working on, and I'm kind of putting more of my focus onto one of them than the other one, so we'll go on to that one first. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and take a look, see what all parts I got. Some of you guys are interested in stuff like that, so figured I might as well make a video. I gotta leave out of town for work tomorrow, so I figured make something today, just quick, easy. That way I don't need to do a whole lot of editing or anything like that. So we're gonna try to keep it to just one take if we can. But anyways, we got 5 orders in front of us here from 5 different sellers. We're gonna take a look, see what I got, see how orders were packed by the sellers. I haven't opened, well, I opened this one and then I've opened that one. None of the others I've opened or inspected the items inside the bags. But this one, I did combine the new and used parts just because I got that one in first. I hadn't really decided I wanted to make a video yet. So the new and used parts are mixed in this one. The rest of them I haven't touched, so we'll see how the sellers send the stuff. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into this. I myself do sell on Bricklink as kind of a side job that I do when I'm not working at my main job. So I do have some experience with selling on Bricklink myself. And if you're interested, I will have not only my own store linked down below, that'll be the first one because you should go check it out, but I'll also link each of the other sellers down below as well from wherever I got each of these orders from. And with that, we'll go ahead and get into it. So order number 1 comes to us from Hit the Bricks, Bricks with an X on the end of it instead of a CK. And this was mostly some skin tone heads. I personally don't like using yellow skin tones for minifigures. I prefer to use normal skin tones. But the seller threw in some fruit snacks, so we got those. And then we got a bunch of skin tone heads. And this seller has each of them in a individual baggie with the part number on it. We got some various heads that will be going into custom figures. None of these I bought for official figures for any reason. These are all going to be custom figures I'm working on. A couple of darker tan or medium, what is that? Medium nougat, light nougat, some more light nougat. This is for another project that I'm working on. I needed the headphone heads for, so I ordered those. And then the seller also had one of these slopes in green, which is always a good thing to pick up when you can find it for cheaper than the going rate, because this is a $20 part if you wanted to buy it new, and he had it for $1.44 used, which is a really good price on this specific piece. I bet if I go on and look at Bricklink right now, there's probably less than 20 of these listed in the world. God, I'm really regretting not doing more than one take right now. So anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to our next order. This is from, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, Dubuque Brix. And like I said, I did mix the new and used parts already. So there are new and used mixed together in here. So we got, go ahead and dump her out. So I mainly placed this order for the black tiles. That's what I needed, but I wasn't at the minimum buy amount for this store. So I ended up throwing in some more tiles, and I was still short. He had a bunch of, I don't know if it's a they had a bunch of Star Wars torsos and legs, so I went ahead and threw those onto my order as well. And then I also picked up a whole bunch of 2x2 tiles with prints on it, like this one here. I think that's a Bionicle print. What else do we got? Oh, I also threw some of these color. I think this is medium azure. I don't know. Just figured I'd grab some because I don't have any. Some more tiles. These would work as like album covers or like picture frames. That's kind of what I was going for. A couple of police officer hats and a police officer body that does not have any yellow skin tone on the chest. And then what else do we got? We got a little cell phone right here with what looks like a credit card. So they're doing like some Apple Pay going on. Oh, and then this piece here, I have a whole bunch of this in black, and then the only other one I have in light bluish gray is going to be the headlights for the James Bond car that has a print on it. But he had a couple of these. I went ahead and grabbed them. I don't know if they were a good price or not, but the seller had them, and I was already ordering from them, so I went ahead and just threw those in my cart. And that, just more tiles, various tiles that might get incorporated into a different mock, because I actually placed this order before I had the idea to do the mock that we're going to talk about at the end of the video. Alright, and here are kind of the more interesting pieces out of that haul we just took a look at. So we got enough bodies for 3 501st troopers. They're just missing helmets, 2 police officer hats, and this is actually a female police officer torso. That's why I grabbed it, because I don't have any. And then we've got 2 orange cell phones, a couple of these video like record covers, which is what I got those for. Same thing with this Bionicle one. I think I'm gonna use that for that as well. And then there's that other phone we already looked at. And then there's also a like checkerboard chessboard print. Next up, we've got an order from Reaper Bricks on Bricklink. Go ahead and dump everything out. So we've got 4 skeletons in there. We've got this little night girl, one of the CMF figures. Went ahead and picked that up. It's not going to stay a little girl, I'll tell you that much. Got those, and then we've got, I think it was 20 of these brown 6 long bar pieces. And then in here we got some various armor bits. Go ahead and take a look at what all we got. This seller did mix new and used items. I did not mix stuff together, so like this was used, and then I want to say this one was new. So all of the new and used figure parts were mixed together. That's not a problem for me, but I know some people out there are not a big fan of it, so just keep that in mind. If that bothers you, you know what to do, but if it doesn't bother you, feel free to order from them. And then we've got this Jester hat in black and red. This was probably for a Harley Quinn. I'm going to use it for something else. And that is that haul. Oh, wait. No, there's not. There's one more bag. Whole bunch of axe heads, which are going to be for these. We'll use these as like wooden axe handles, and then some various axe heads. The one thing I really like about the skeletons is you can kind of do whatever you want with them. If you want them to be medieval knights, they can be medieval knights that are reanimated, which is definitely what I'm going for with these guys. Probably will swap helmets around and stuff like that, but the nice thing, skeletons can wear the body armor, so if you want them to, you know, be a wolf knight like this guy right here, he can be. I probably won't keep that helmet with that armor, but that's just a frame of reference for you guys. Alright, next up, we've got an order from Brix and More. Go ahead and dump those out. I'm not going to dump all these out. So I grabbed 25 of these torsos because the seller had them cheaper than Lego.com. So I think Lego has them, I want to say, for $1.25, and the seller had them for like $1.15 or something like that. So a little cheaper. Went ahead and grabbed them just because I had other parts that I was grabbing from the seller and figured might as well just throw them on. So I grabbed 25 more torsos. That's what they had at the time I ordered it. There are those, and then we've got some various helmets and body parts for figures. There's a Geonosian head in here. Actually, dump everything out. So we got a whole bunch of helmets. I think this seller also mixed new and used parts as well. They definitely did for the heads, I think. But we got various helmets. Got 5 of these in silver. We grabbed a pair of these legs in pink. I had a pair of these in my Bricklink store for the longest time. Never sold them. Then they finally sold about 2 months ago, and now I have a use for them, so I had to buy another pair. Yeah, those came from one of the Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beasts sets. And then we got a Geonosian head. Oh, yikes. That's gross. There's some dirt or something. I had not opened that bag yet. So there is definitely some used parts because that beard has dirt on it as well. Okay. Yeah, so we got some figure hands. We got some blue helmet plumes. They were cheaper than Lego. And then we got some various heads. Let's see, what all do we got head-wise? We got a Clone Trooper head. We got a Commissioner Gordon head, and then another head in the same skin tone. And then we got a bunch of these heads, which might have been Neville Longbottom. I don't know, just generic minifigure head. Voice cracks. And then we got a Dumbledore head, Chris Pratt head, and a head that's got a scared expression, no backside. Okay. Some various heads. Actually, that's definitely a Neville Longbottom head. Then just some generic trooper heads. This head that's winking. Yeah, voice cracks again. More generic heads, more of this head. So, got a whole bunch of heads. Those will go great on these bodies right here. Final item here, which is this big bag of 800 masonry bricks. This comes from the Bricklink store, known as bulk discount. There was some pretty steep requirements to purchase from them. I believe it was a minimum quantity of 200 on these bricks. And not just a minimum quantity, but you had to buy them in quantities of 200, I believe. So I ended up with 800 masonry bricks. These are going to go well into the mock project that I'm working on, which, if you haven't guessed already, and you haven't guessed by these torsos right here, we're building a castle. So we're going to do that. These will go great into that. And I was kind of waiting for this order to come in before I started working on it. And then the other item that was in this order from the same seller, these were marked as used. Kind of shows some wear. That one's definitely got some marks on it. But anyways, I got 3 of these lion heads. I honestly am not sure where these came from. Ooh, that one is discolored. I don't know if you can tell, but that one is definitely... Actually, the one in the middle looks fine. It's got some scratches at the top, but it looks fine otherwise. This one has some pretty deep scratches. They were marked as used, so I am aware of that. But they are, I can tell just from looking at them that they are very discolored. So this one especially is discolored. This one is slightly, and then the one in the middle, other than the scratch at the top, looks fine. But anyways, they're going to go into a mock project. They'll be fine. They're supposed to be a medieval building, so they'll probably look fine anyways. The weathering won't really matter. Okay, there is that. Let's go ahead and get everything out. Guys, that is going to do it for this haul today. Like I said, there will probably be another Bricklink haul video in about a week and a half or so once I get back from working up in Portland. We'll have a lot more parts coming in. I think in the last 2 weeks I placed like 15 Bricklink orders, and so far I've just received these 5. So a lot more parts coming in. Like I said, I am going to be building a castle, and I do plan to bring you guys along for that journey. So if you're interested in that, go ahead, let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, tell me one thing I need to add to the castle. Fair enough? All right. Peace out, you guys. You guys have a good weekend. I think, what is today? Wednesday. This video will probably go out on Friday, so have a great weekend. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that button. Peace out, you guys.